Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. We're going to take a look at the 2024 D&D Barbarian, the preview that we got here just recently, and we're going to compare that back to the 2014 Barbarian. On the right side of the screen here, I have the very most recent playtest that we had, and everything that has gotten confirmed, I'll mark green. If it's still yellow, it was in the playtest, probably is going to stay, but not confirmed yet. And if I mark it orange or reddish color, then there is a tweak from the playtest. So Barbarian class table. What's new? What's changed? We got weapon mastery at level 1. We got primal knowledge at level 3. We got instinctive pounce at 7. Brutal strike at 9. That improves at 13 and 17. We have the ability score improvement. That's at level 19. We know those are all epic boons now, so that'll be an epic boon at level 19. Weapon mastery will start at 2 and increase as you go up in levels. They didn't say how, but it'll probably be the same as it was before. 3 at level 4 and 4 at level 10. Your rages will probably go up to a maximum of 6 rages. There's some tweaks that make you get a lot more usage out of your rages. We'll get to that here in a second. Some of the basic stuff here at level 1, not really covered how the damage, if it's all the same as it was before. But what they did cover about the rage at level 1 is you can keep it going easier by, it still has the standard attack roll to keep it going. You can also force an enemy to make a save to keep it going. And if you don't have any of those, you can spend a bonus action to keep it going. And you can keep it going. They didn't say if it's still 10 minutes, but it used to be 10 minutes in the playtest, and that's much more than it used to be. You regain 1 expended use when you finish a short rest. So every short rest, you can get another use of rage, and then all of them back with a long rest. Level 1 weapon mastery, you're going to get 2 different weapons. It used to say kinds of weapons, but now it just says weapons, so I think you have to pick a specific weapon like a great axe. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can practice and change that weapon or one of those 2 weapons. Level 2 danger sense. Let's go here to the class features. So danger sense, you used to have to either see or hear the danger to get yourself the advantage on the dexterity saving throw. Now you don't. You don't need to see or hear it. The only thing that stops you from getting danger sense is you being incapacitated. I think that's a good change. They didn't speak to reckless attack at all. Now, it got a beef up in the playtest, and I expect that'll probably stay. And that beef up was it used to only apply basically to attacks on your turn. When you make your first attack on your turn, you decide to attack recklessly, and doing so gives you advantage on melee weapon attacks rolls during this turn. And now it's until the start of your next turn, if that gets retained. Barbarian subclass is level 3. We'll get to those separately. Primal knowledge is new at level 3. You get another proficiency. While your rage is active, you can use strength for acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, or survival. Think of everything that has to do with a predatory animal type of thing. Not persuasion, even though they seem to indicate persuasion in their preview video. Okay, then we got level 7 is feral instinct, and that used to allow you to act in the first round or a surprise round if you raged. But there's no surprise rounds anymore, so that part of it's gone. But it gives you advantage on all your initiative rolls. So even if you get surprised, you're still rolling initiative straight up. Level 7, Instinctive Pounce. That will give you a bonus action. As part of your bonus action, when you rage, you can move up to half your speed. Brutal Strike, so this is a new one completely. And you can forego your advantage when you make a reckless attack to do an extra d10 damage. And 2, if you like, put a forceful blow on it to push them, put a hamstring blow on to slow them. It doesn't say here, like how many times in a round you can do that and other important information. I think that's clarified in the Player's Handbook, but we haven't seen it yet for sure. Relentless Rage at level 11. It used to bring you back with 1 hit point. Well, that won't last long. They upped that in the playtest, and they confirmed it's still there, that you're going to get double your Barbarian level when you use your Relentless Rage. Brutal Strike gets improved at level 13. Get a couple more things you can do, a Staggering Blow, a Sundering Blow, and all these things stack with your weapon mastery. So you can push a creature 25 feet with a forceful blow. Guys are going to be pushed all over the battlefield. It's going to be like 4th edition all over again. Level 15, Persistent Rage. Used to be basically you rage until you're unconscious. Now, in addition to that, it lasts for 10 minutes like it normally does, I think. Plus, you can regain all expanded uses of rage once per long rest. So by level 15, you're going to have an enormous resource of rage. You're going to have, if you raged every time at level 15, you can rage 5 times, get them all back for 10 times, and every short rest get another one. So you'll be raging basically all the time. Level 17, another Brutal Strike improvement, going up to 2d10 on the damage, and you can put on 2 different effects of these effects here at level 9 and level 13. Level 18, Indomitable Might. This used to only apply to strength checks. Now it applies to strength checks and strength saving throws. Then level 20, Primal Champion. This used to be that you can increase up to a maximum of 24. They say 26 in the playtest, 25 in the preview. I don't know for sure what that's going to be. We'll see when we get the actual player's handbook there. Okay, so that's the base Barbarian class. A lot of beef ups there. Going to be much more powerful. Let's look at the subclasses now. And we'll start with Path of the World Tree, because that was in the latest playtest. They didn't give precise details of what's the same and what's changed, but they seem to indicate a lot of what's in it is going to be the same. Vitality Surge gives you temporary hit points when you go into a rage, equal to your Barbarian level. Life-Giving Force lets you dole out temporary hit points to those around you. Branches of the Tree lets you move enemies around. Battering Roots gives you reach and more things you can do with your weapon mastery, push and topple. And then finally, level 14, Travel Along the Tree lets you teleport great distances. That's a pretty cool class overall. That's going to be a fun class to try out and play. So now the other subclasses will go to Path of the Berserker. So Path of the Berserker, it used to be pretty much avoided because it gave you exhaustion every time you try to use your extra attack. And they fixed that. There's no exhaustion anymore. Now what they do is when you use a reckless attack while your rage is active, the first target you hit is going to take extra damage equal to the number of d6s times your rage damage bonus. So 2d6 to start, 66 at the end. Mindless Rage got a little bit better in that it used to be you can't be charmed or frightened while raging, and it was suspended while you're raging. Now it is ended when you enter a rage. The condition ends. Retaliation used to be 14, drop that down to 10, otherwise stays mostly the same. Then Intimidating Presence used to be 10, now it's up to 14. And instead of an action, it's a bonus action. And instead of one creature, it's everyone within 30 feet that you choose. And there might be some more there. They didn't really go into the rest of the details of that. That's the Path of the Berserker, much improved. The next one's the Path of the Wild Heart. And this was the Path of the Totem Warrior before. So with this one, you had a totem of spirit that you'd pick, and that's it. That was your spirit from then on. You could change, and you didn't have to do bear on that. You could do bear, eagle, etc. So what they did is they changed the names of these so that it's real clear that you don't have to take the same one at every time you get one. Now, the big change that they did here is it used to be whenever you get a level, you could change it. Now it's whenever you rage or you take a long rest, you can change it for the level 3 power and for the level 14 power. For the level 6 power, which is more an all-day type thing, you can change it when you take a long rest. So the level 3 power, the bear power, they really nerfed that in the playtest. Some indication it might not be nerfed as much now, but we don't have the final version of that. The eagle indication that'll be improved as well. We don't have the final version of that. Wolf, they expanded the wolf's feature out to 10 feet. I think the wolf is, for a party, almost much more beneficial than the bear, because a great offense is much better than a great defense, and giving everyone in your party advantage on their attack rolls is huge, and to do it 10 feet out is really big. So if that stays like that, that's a huge boon to the wolf aspect. Then they talked about the level 6 aspects being some new ones there called Salmon, which gives you swim speed, Panther, which gives you climb speed, and Owl, which gives you extended dark vision. And before it used to just be some skills that got better. So I think that's a big improvement. And yeah, that's about all we have there on the Totem Warrior, which is now called Path of the Wild Heart. Then the next version is Path of the Zealot for the subclass. Now this was in, forget which book this came out of. I think it was Xanathar's. So there was a lot of changes in the playtest to make this better, and they've told us that it's a big change now at the very end, where they really focus on not making you easier to bring back from the dead, but making you better at resisting death, which is good. You don't want to have to go die to use your class powers. So we don't know for sure if these things will still be in here for Divine Fury, for Warriors of the Gods. We do know for sure the Raise Dead thing has been removed, and there is some sort of pool of healing dice you can use as a bonus action to heal yourself. We know the Fanatical Focus, which gave you a reroll and a save. There's a bonus added there. Don't know the details of that. The Fighter has Indomitable, which gives them their fighter level on a rerolled save. So hopefully this will be something significant that we'll see there. Finally, the level 14 power, Rage Beyond Death, is now called Rage of the Gods. And not a lot of detail was shared there, but you do get a fly speed, you get damage resistances, you get to expend uses of your rage to prevent you or your allies from dropping to 0 hit points. So this really makes you really resilient and even lets you help out your allies. That is the subclasses for the Barbarian, and that's what we know so far of the 2024 D&D Barbarian. I'll do another video on this when we actually have the player's handbook in our hands and we can do the full comparison side by side. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next video.